Hey guys, I think I figured it out. So I'm back. So if you're on, let me know. I'm trying to share this to my other page. Okay, my iPad was not connected to the internet. And I always keep this plugged in and don't even use it for that. I only use it for this purpose. So I'm thinking that's why it wasn't working, because it was like pulling, I don't know if it found a hotspot or something, but it wasn't connected to my home internet. So now it is, and I'm gonna see if anybody pops on, and I'm gonna go, there's 3 of you on. Sorry, thank you for hanging in here with me. When technology works, it's amazing, but when it doesn't, it is very, very frustrating. And then I put Nora outside because she kept barking. So she's outside enjoying the weather, and then we are going to get started and finish these projects. So there's 4 of you on. Let me know if everything is going okay, and I'll get going here. Okay. Well, this was our first card, and then we're moving on to the second one. So here's the second one in the class. Yes, perfect. I can see we are in real time on everything. So that's what it was. This, apparently my iPad got kicked out off the internet. So let's go with it. Okay, so this one is Cloud Cover. This one is actually a really pretty color. It's not gray, it's not blue. I'm not quite sure what it is, but this is the base we're using for this one, Cloud Cover. And then we're going to use this piece of DSP from the Florals. So it was just as simple as that. And I'll have to remember to check to make sure everything's on Wi-Fi before I get started. Okay, so I cut out 3 arches here. I love these everyday arches. And like I've said before, I wasn't sure that I even needed these. So I didn't get these right away, but I'm so glad I did invest in them because they are really great. For just about, there are lots of things. I use them for a lot of things. They are stitched, which, if you know me, I love any die that's stitched. And layering. Okay. Hopefully some of you will be notified that I'm back. I'm going to put some of this ribbon around here. And like I said, registration for this will be out later today. I just have to finish taking pictures. Okay. So now I'm going to layer this on the card. I'm going to do a bow for off to the side. Yes, everything's working great now. I was like, what's going on? I cleared out my phone a little bit. I still have more of that to do, but I thought I cleared out enough to make a difference if that was my phone. But here, my iPad that I use for I have a 2-camera system here. One's my iPad and one's my iPhone. My iPad wasn't hooked to the internet or to the Wi-Fi, so we are using the glue dot to stick that on there, and then we're going to stamp a jar, another jar and lid. Sue, you might be the only one with me now. Oh, there's 6 of you on. Just being very quiet. Where's my lid? There's my lid. Okay, we're going to punch our jar. Actually, let's stamp our cookies first. We're going to stamp some cookies for our jar. There's cookies. And let's put some sprinkles or some chocolate chips on these. There we have some chocolate chip cookies. We're going to add, let me punch this. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll punch this. And like I said, there's a sneak peek. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek or secret or whatever. There is a Christmas jar coming that coordinates with this punch as well. Okay, so there we have these. We're going to put some dimensionals on these. I'm stamping off camera. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Linda. Can you see it now? It's been a morning. It actually started out to be a pretty good morning. Okay, we're going to add the cookies and the jar lid. Oops. Almost at the end of these little ones. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to add the jar lid. I have this stitch circle that I've already die cut. Let's get my greeting for that. And I like how this is, there's just this blank space here. So it's sending a little, and you can put whatever you want in there. And we're going to put, so we're going to stamp that, sending a little your way. And we are going, that's a candle. What did I, sweetness, I might not have that one out here, but that's all right. We can fix that. Right there it is, sweetness. Okay, we'll add that one. But I am happy that I figured this mess out, and it was just something very simple. Sweetness. That way you can make this a different color if you want to as well. And we're going to pop this up. Sending a little sweetness your way, and then let's use some of these cloud cover gems. There we go. So there we go. So that's the second one. So here we have the first one and the second one. Like I said, this class, I was really excited when I started stamping because it was just not florals, not sailboats, scenery. It was kind of cool to do. Something fun. Okay, here's the next one. It's a cute little birthday card. So we're going to start out with Secret C. Yes, I'm back. My iPad was not connected to the internet. So now I think we're cooking. We are cooking. Once again, I used the mini corrugated folder on this to give the crimped paper look. I just have to remember to stay in camera. And I put Nora outside because she's a little noisy this morning. Okay. So I have these 3 strips. So this is 2 of the DSP and then just a strip of Pool Party. So we're going to add those. Oops. And I love the fact that we can use the back side of these papers and not have floral designs. I should trim this down a little bit. That should have been trimmed down just a tad bit. You ordered carrot stamps, did you? You know which one I ordered that I should really do? Maybe I'll do, I know I will do a live with it at least. The Silly Safari. Yes, I'm back. And it was just that my iPad was not connected to the internet, so it must have been pulling Wi-Fi from somewhere else. It wasn't connected to my home Wi-Fi, which we have fiber, so these should really be trimmed down like I did here. Okay? But we're going to go with it. We're going to bring in the jar. I'm going to stamp another jar. This time we're going to fill the jar. I'm going to pull it up here so you guys can see. This time we're going to put candles in the jar. So let me cover this one up. We are going to use Secret Sea, Darling Duck, and Shy Shamrock. Okay. And there are 2 candle stamps in the set. If I can find them here. I gotta miss one on here. Here's the candle flames. Here's the cookies. I know they're here. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Why didn't you tell me that, ladies? It's right there in front of me. Okay, we're going to stamp. We're going to stamp the 2 of them together in Secret Sea. And we're going to put candles in our jar. I pulled. There we go for that. And then let me grab a Pool Party ink pad. I'll get one from over here, it's quicker. Let me grab a Pool Party. Okay. I knew I got ink on my arm. All right, Pool Party's next. We're going to use Pool Party in the single color. Right in between there. And then I'm going to use Pool Party in Shy Shamrock for another single candle. We're going to do a double candle in, well, that should have been Pool Party. That should have been Secret Sky, but we'll go with it. Let's do that one. I'm getting all confused. Let's do a Secret Sky. And then we'll finish out with, let's stamp this in the green. So there we have our candles. And it's okay if you're out at the edge because you're going to be punching that out anyway. Okay, now I'm going to close these because I do not want to put anything in my Darling Duck. I have an issue with that one. Okay, so we're going to add some bigger candles to some of the single ones. There we go. And then the double ones, we're going to do just a single light flames. But there's your jar of candles. Okay? We're going to punch this out. And this time, I punched the lid to the jar out of silver foil. So we're going to pop these up. Make sure I'm doing, hey, that's been our problem for a couple weeks probably. Or at least this week when we were having internet trouble on lagging on Tuesday. I have to remember to check this iPad to make sure it's hooked up to the Wi-Fi. Apparently it gets kicked out or something. I don't touch it. The only time I ever use it is when I'm over here doing this. Okay, we're going to put our silver lid on there. We're going to do a little ribbon knot to put on the jar. I'm going to bring in the glue dots to add that. And we have this strip, and I'm going to do a happy birthday, which right here it is. Let's do this in Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to cut this at an angle, pop this up. I don't know if you can hear the birds, but they are very happy today. Put that right there. And then we're going to go in with our gems. Let's just add some here. This is the Secret Sky gems. Secret Sea. I keep wanting to call it Secret Sky. And then we will put a dot there. So there we go. So there is a card with birthday candles. I have one more. Hang in there. This is a 4-card. Actually, it's an 8-card class. You get 4 of each design. Let me show you this one. Okay, so this one opens like this. Okay, let's bring in our stuff. Okay, so I already scored. This is strawberry slush, cut at 8.5, or cut at 5.5. Then I scored this end at 3 and this end at 1.25. And so we get this look. So you can use this look, you can do it like this, or you can do it like this. It doesn't matter. Here is the white for the inside of this. This actually has hearts. It looks like cookies, but it's the heart one. Okay, now we're gonna make this panel. So we have a piece of the basic black, piece of the strawberry slush pattern, and then this is perennial postage die. So we're gonna layer these together. I'm gonna add some ribbon. Actually, I should have never put this down this far. I did this with the other one. Let me see if I have our little... I don't. Okay, because our little adhesive remover can remove that very easily. Okay, so we have this. And then I'm going to lay this to the side for a second. I'm going to be stamping on here. So we're going to do the sending a little... Sending a little your way in Memento up here in the corner. I'm going to bring in the strawberry slush ink, and I have to look for love. I must have put those back in. Normally when I'm designing, if I know I'm going to demo, I keep them out. But I don't see it. I see it right here. It was already out. Okay, we're gonna use this in strawberry slush. Sending a little love, fits right in there, your way. Okay, I'm going to stamp my jar. We're going to add the hearts. I'm going to punch it out. I'm going to punch out a silver lid for this one. Okay. And let's pop this up and add this to the card. Okay, I'm going to stamp some trailing hearts, and there's this little tiny heart stamp in there. So we're just going to do that. And then let's use mini dimensionals. Actually, I'm going to add this to that card piece first. And we're going to add it to the card front. I'm not going to press down too hard because I do want to take that off and get rid of that adhesive. So that we can open our card. Okay, little dimensionals for this, mini dimensionals, which I think I used almost all those except the bigger edges. On the mini dimensionals, the edges around the sides are bigger than the dimensionals. I still use them. I just don't use them for tiny pieces. Let me see. I have some of these little edges here I'm going to use. Okay, let's use these little edges on the jar lid. This is a class I'm offering. So registration for this will go out later today. So you can get your kit to make these adorable cards. You get half a pack of the DSP, the gems, the ribbon, and a card kit, enough for 2 of each, so it's an 8 card kit, and a PDF instructions. Registration opens later today and it'll be available until the 22nd. And then I hopefully will have your card kit ready and out by the end of the month. But thanks, Chris. Okay, we're gonna put this here, the ribbon here. And then let's add some strawberry slush gems to this. We're just gonna do this two up there in the corner. So there you go. There you go. I absolutely love putting this class together. It was a fresh change other than the florals and sceneries that I've been doing lately. Although I like those too. Let me pull this up so you can see this. So there you go. Thanks for hanging, guys. I know we had some difficulty. Once I figured it out, everything is going really well. I'm going to pull these down now. But here is the class. You get 2 of each of these, enough to make. Nothing will be stamped. You can either purchase a stamp set or you can use what you have. You might have another jar set that you can use this with. And just for an FYI, there is an add-on Christmas jar set coming out next month. So anyway, here you go, guys. All right, I have a full weekend planned with my daughter, and looking forward to that. She's coming home tonight from Texas. We pick her up, But I will be back next Tuesday. But then I won't be on next Thursday because I will be road tripping with my son for that wedding that he's in. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. Have a great weekend. Enjoy this beautiful day.